Hey there, I'm Frank Mitchell. On this channel, it's all about helping you understand your car and keeping it running the way it should. Whether it's routine maintenance or solving those tricky problems, I've got you covered. If you find this useful, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to watch till the end. You might learn something that saves you time and money. All right, let's get started.
In a matter of weeks, two of the most successful cars in Spain will be arriving at dealerships. Because of their tradition and their sales, they are two successful models. We are talking about the Peugeot 208 and the Renault Clio. Both new generation. Well, to know them more in depth and to help you in your choice, if you are thinking of changing car, we will analyze the most important aspects of these models below. History of the Peugeot 208 and Renault Clio. To begin to understand the importance of these two cars, let's go back to their origins. It is worth knowing in this regard that with the current name, which has more tradition in them, is the Renault Clio. Among other things because the firm of the Diamond began selling it under the name of Clio in 1990 and since then has not changed its name. Previously, in the 80s, Renault had the predecessor of the Clio, which was the Renault 5 and the Renault Super 5. Peugeot, on the other hand, has, with the 208, a more recent name. Specifically, the Peugeot 208 has been on sale since 2012. Previously, the French firm had called its utility vehicles by different names. So it had the 205 in the 80s, with the 206 between the late 90s and early 21st century, and then with the 207 between 2006 and 2012. This therefore means that we are talking about cars, or segments, of great tradition in both French brands. They are models therefore that have allowed both Peugeot and Renault to have a good level of sales, since this type of cars has allowed both manufacturers to achieve more than 20 million units sold in these nearly 4 decades of history. They have a new platform. Once we are clear that they are two bestsellers, let's now get down to business and tell what's new in both models. And in this regard, what strikes us most is that both cars have a new platform. The platform is the structure on which the car is developed. And the fact of having a new platform means that the manufacturer has invested a great deal of money and effort in its development. They are not, therefore, slight updates but cars with major changes under their bodywork. In this sense, the new Peugeot 208 receives the EMP1 platform of the PSA group, which is the same that incorporates other models such as the DS3 Crossback, the next Opel Corsa, or even the new Peugeot 2008 to be manufactured in Vigo. For its part, the Renault Clio has the revised CMFB structure, a platform that also equips other models such as the next Nissan Juke or the new Renault Captur. Dimensions. Continuing with this comparison, we come to the size section. And here we can say that there is practically a technical tie between the two models. Among other things because they share many of the measures. In fact, both cars have the same length, 4.05 meters, and a similar height, 1.43 meters in the Peugeot 208 and 1.44 meters in the Renault Clio. The only dimension where they are somewhat different is in the section of width, as the Clio offers 5 centimeters wider than the Peugeot 208. Where there are major differences is in the trunk section, although it must be recognized that as there are still a few weeks to go on sale, not all the details are known in detail. Still, in this first approximation, if you can sense that the Renault Clio has a larger trunk than the Peugeot 208. This also confirms the greater width of the Clio compared to 208. And is that while the trunk of the Peugeot 208 has about 265 liters of capacity, the Clio will exceed 300 liters. And here the Renault Clio beats the Peugeot 208. While the Lion brand has just under 300 liters of capacity, the French company of the Diamond will offer a trunk that will exceed this figure. This value, coupled with the greater width of the Clio, makes us intuit that Peugeot has chosen to make a more dynamic model, compared to Renault with a more versatile orientation. Engines. As for engines, the most complete range comes from Renault with its Clio. The company offers 4 petrol variants of 3 and 4 cylinders, naturally aspirated and turbocharged, and with powers ranging from 65 to 130 horsepower. The less powerful engines are associated with a 1.0 engine, while the most powerful versions are the well-known 1.3 of the Renault-Nissan alliance with Daimler. A 1.5 diesel is also available with 2 power levels, 85 and 115 horsepower. As for Peugeot, the offer is slightly smaller. In gasoline, the PureTech 75, 100 and 130 horsepower are available, while in diesel there will only be the 100 horsepower Blue HDI. Renault, hybrid. Peugeot, electric. However, for us the most notable difference between the two models is found in the more efficient versions. Among other things because Peugeot puts on sale from the first moment of marketing a 100% electric version of the 208. This new Peugeot E208 is characterized because it has an electric motor of 100 kilowatts, 136 horsepower, and a battery with a capacity of 50 kilowatt-hours. With this capacity, this Peugeot E208 will be able to offer, according to the French brand, a range of 340 kilometers on a single charge, a more than considerable figure. Renault, for its part, as in terms of electric already has the Zoe, which has to be renewed soon, has chosen to include a hybrid version for the Clio. However, this hybrid variant will not arrive until 2020, so we still have to wait. Of course, this hybrid version has a battery of only 1.2 kilowatt-hours which will serve to travel very few kilometers in electric mode. Equipment. As for the equipment, it is still too early to know it in full. However, we can already anticipate that both models will have elements even from higher segments. Manufacturers want their smallest cars to also have the most innovative solutions and, little by little, they are achieving this. Thus, for example, among the standard elements that may incorporate the camera and radar for lane keeping assistant, speeding alert, with traffic sign recognition, warning for reduction of the safety distance, emergency braking, headlights 100% LED. Conclusion. In short, both the Peugeot 208 and the Renault Clio are two highly recommended options for anyone looking for an urban car with the latest technological solutions. The Renault Clio stands out especially for its wide variety of engines and great equipment. And the Peugeot 208 stands out for its sporty image and for incorporating an electric variant from the beginning of its commercialization. Undoubtedly, both are a winning bet. You can configure both models on the CarWow website to take advantage of our discounts and enjoy these great little cars. In conclusion, both the new Peugeot 208 and the Renault Clio bring impressive features and stylish designs to the table. The Peugeot 208 stands out with its bold aesthetics and advanced technology, while the Renault Clio offers a blend of practicality and comfort. Ultimately, the choice between these two fantastic hatchbacks comes down to personal preference and what you value most in a car. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you prefer the sporty flair of the Peugeot 208 or the refined elegance of the Renault Clio? Share your opinions in the comments below, and thank you for watching.